I will show you how to complete the week 8 project. What I did first is I went to the modules, week 8, and there's a room calculator. Go ahead and open that up. When you come to this, just click this one, and it will open up to the calculator. This is what you want to have open. And I'm going to go ahead and go back to the module for week 8. Open up. You will have the PowerPoint lecture here, but here is the assignment. So let's go on to that and keep this one open. This one is the assignment for the week. You will have an AutoCAD drawing here, and then the PowerPoint for the project, the template. What we're going to be doing is you will be using that AutoCAD drawing. First, you will go to the AutoCAD drawing, go to Layer Properties, and turn the Furniture Layer Transparencies down. In the Layer Properties, there's one column that's for transparencies, and it should be showing 0. Turn it to about 70 for transparency, so it takes your furniture transparency, the visibility, down. Then you will add to that plan annotations and lighting symbols from blocks and by just typing them in AutoCAD. What you will do is you will indicate required foot candles for each space. If there's multiple rooms that are same, just show one of them. You will then use the calculator that I just opened. I will show it to you in a second. And you will locate and select the fixtures. You will also select the color of flooring, walls, and ceiling, and enter those into the calculator that we will be using. And then for this whole project, I want you to just do one selection for the whole space. Just like we did in the project for the Adamson lower level and the medical building, we selected just one selection for the whole space. Then you will specify a light bulb with the selections you made, according to the selections you made. I want the exact kelvins. Even if you are using a bulb that has a range, I want you to tell me exactly what kelvins you would use for the space. Then select the ceiling type for each room. You will have to use both a combination of two in this floor plan. You will have to have some suspended grid and some drywall ceiling, which is your attached. When you're using a suspended grid, then you will have to, in the AutoCAD drawing, actually draw the grid onto those rooms where you are using it. The grid will be either 2x2 or 2x4. Then you will place the fixtures using a calculator. We are only providing the fixtures that are hardwired in, the fixtures that are for our ambient lighting. We are not doing task or accent, only ambient general lighting for the space. Then we will indicate the lumen output that the calculator gives you, just so you see that you are meeting the required lumens for the space. So on the floor plan, you should have all these listed for each room. Required foot candles. This one is given to you from the IES charts. The charts that you saw me go through in the lecture, those are in the module for week 8. You will look at those and find the required foot candles for that space and indicate it by typing it into the AutoCAD plan. Then you will do required lumens calculated by you. I don't need to see the calculation, but I need to see the required lumen for the space. You will then or you will calculate it first by taking the square footage of the room and divide it by the required foot candles, and then indicate that required lumens in the AutoCAD plan. Then type in ceiling type for that space. Then we will use the calculator or the tool to place the fixtures. And then you will, once you locate them on the tool, then you will put them accordingly into the floor plan, and I'll show you how. And then you will indicate the lumen output for each room, which is your whatever light fixture you are placing. Calculate that, how many times the calculator or the tool put it into the space, and how many lumens is each one of those fixtures. So let's look at this as an example. This is a template you can use. Week 8 required lumen exercise. Feel free to customize this, make it pretty or different colors, however you want to present it. First, make your selections. We will decide flooring, color, and make sure your LRV is showing, light reflectance value. Then your wall, LRV showing. Then your ceiling color. Then you will select the light bulb, and you can write that here or give me an image, or however you want to present is up to you. But I need to see the colors, these 3 colors with the LRV showing, and then I need to see what light bulb you are selecting and what is the exact kelvins you want to use with these. Then you will go to AutoCAD, pull up this plan, go up to your layer properties, turn the transparency go to the furniture layer and turn the transparency down. This one is at 0. I don't want them showing this strong. Turn it to 70. Turn transparency to 70. Turn the transparency to 70. Measure each room length and width. Multiply those 2 to get the square footage for the room. Calculate the square footage for the room. Then decide if you are doing suspended ceiling or if you are doing attached drywall ceiling. If you are doing suspended ceiling, for instance, for all the offices, you will then create the grid here. It is either 2x2 or 2x4 grid. Because of privacy reasons, these dividing actual 2x4 walls need to go all the way floor to ceiling. So even if you're using a grid on all offices, it cannot be one grid going over all of them, because this, for privacy, has to go all the way to ceiling. So each office will have their own grid. Own grid here, then the wall, next grid, wall, grid, wall, grid. Fill in the light reflectance value numbers into the calculator, and I'll show you how to do that. And then you will use the app or the calculator to place the light fixtures. There is a spot where it then shows you the dimensions where those are located, and that is what you use to put your light fixtures into these spaces. Here is what you're then going to record onto the floor plan. Required foot candles, those come from the IES chart. it will be given to you the number 40-foot candles. Then you will put the required lumens. You will calculate the square footage of this room, multiply it by the required foot candles, record it here. What type of a ceiling, suspended ceiling. And then when you use the calculator, how many fixtures and how many lumens each fixture produces. In the end, your PowerPoint will have the first floor plan. Well, you will have your title page, selections with the Kelvin selection, the light bulb, then a floor plan that has light fixtures located on it, and then this is the last one with this information on each space. Let's then look at how to use that calculator. It's open here. This one we want to make sure that we are in the feet foot candles. You will put the room dimensions here. We will keep the height as the 12 feet high. What the work plane means is we usually always measure the lumens at the table height. We are usually illuminating to about the table height, which is a work surface. We don't usually illuminate all the way to the floor. So that is why we specify about 2.5 feet usually for the work plane. That is where we illuminating to. Just fill in here the dimensions for the length and the width of the room. Whatever it is, you just fill it in here. We'll keep the height of the ceiling same, work plane says the same. Here you will either choose the open, which would be your drywall ceiling, or you can put a 2'2" grid, or you can put a 2'4" grid. Here in the room reflectances, you will put your LRVs from your ceiling color, wall color, and flooring color. So these will change according to what your LRV is. Reflectance value. And then this number here will be the IES number for the required foot candles. So let's say I'm doing an open ceiling on this one. After you have all these entered, go down here to the plus sign. I usually use just Juno or Lithonia, so you don't spend a lot of time going through here. I will go to the surface light. And feel free to look around what all these options are, but there's a lot of stuff here. Also, we don't have a reference book to know what all these numbers are, so just select something for the purpose of learning how to use this calculator. I will do a surface light, this one. Then I click here to select, and it places it for me. I do with this information then is, this one tells me the lamp quantity. So there's a 1 lamp on each fixture, and each lamp is 2065 lumens. So now I can calculate, I have 12 fixtures times 2065. So I have plenty of lumens in this space. I will then record that number to that AutoCAD page where it asked for, to the PowerPoint AutoCAD here, 4 troughers, or I would have 12 fixtures at 2600, whatever it was. Then what I will do is to that first AutoCAD drawing, I will locate these fixtures. How you do that is actually go to, we were in the perspective when we started. Go to this one here for the 2D view and click on the layout, and it'll tell you the center to center location for each one of these. Locate 1, 2.85 from here, 2.51 from the bottom up, and then center to center, those fixtures are 7.5 feet. That is all the information you will put on the PowerPoint and then submit it. Let me know if you have any questions. And this will not be due until end of the week. Actually, I think I have it on a Friday of week 10. Spring break week is 9. When we come back that week, this will be due on Friday at midnight.